Hello, and thank you so much for joining us. We are live in Baltimore, Maryland at the studio of Adventure Productions on York Road. So make sure you check them out on the internet. Google them. Got to get all my information in. The lovely lady that you see standing here next to me, this is Carol Stover. Now, a lot of you guys know who Carol Stover is because she was on our show, At Home with Victoria. And Carol, when we did that show, there were a lot of people who listened and you gave information about makeup. But what happened was, out of that show came up this sort of topic of sort of the most common mistakes that women make in makeup. So that's what you're going to talk about today.
Everyone wants to know that.
Yes. So we have a lovely model. Lucy is going to join us. So Lucy's going to scoot over here inside the picture. Come on over.
Okay, come on in, Lucy.
Come on, Lucy.
Okay.
So I know what you're going to talk about. The first thing, most common mistakes that women make is skin preparation. So go ahead and talk a little bit about that.
The first thing women need to do is prep their skin for when they're going to have their makeup done. And most of the time when I see women having skin problems or their makeup's not going on well, they just haven't cleansed and toned properly. So you really need to have a good 4 or 5 step program. And it's very quick. You just go through it quickly and you just do your little cleanser.
And basically you're just kind of dabbing it all over the face?
Just very gently. And remove it.
And why is this important?
This is important because I know so many women who do not wash their faces in the morning. They cheat. They're tired, they're busy, they have to run to work, but that's the worst thing you can do. That's so aging. It's also very aging to leave your makeup on at night before you go to bed.
I have to say I'm guilty of that.
Oh, bad girl.
I know,
okay.
Bad Victoria, bad
Don't
host.
ever do that. Bad host, bad host. We will get you into good habits. Okay, close your eyes, Lucy. Toning is the next step, and that's very important. Restores the pH of your skin. Okay. And a little moisturizer.
And moisturizer, you know, I know a lot of times we need that during the day. You also need, there's also nighttime moisturizer. So that really is, I know in your business, a must. You've got to do that.
Yes, absolutely.
And not even only on the face, I saw you put a little bit down there on her neck area as well.
I always do.
Okay, good.
I teach women to use their good skin products on their neck and on the top of their chest, all the way down to the girls.
Okay, gotcha.
The sun hits here, you start to age on the neck and the top of the décolleté. All right, so that's number one. Secondly, foundation. I find that a lot of women have trouble matching their foundation. So what I like to do is try several different ones. I'll try a light, a medium, and a dark, kind of like guessing, you know, it's going to be somewhere in the middle.
And I always think too with foundation, it's best to, you know, to make sure that you actually try the foundation on under light as opposed to in sort of an area that's not well lit.
The best is daylight.
Daylight,
in a window. So
that's good.
We've got 3 of them here. Okay, and it looks like the one on the back's a little too pink. The one on the front's a little too light. The one in the middle is just right.
This is like the
That's it.
3 little bears.
It is. It's exactly like that. It's exactly like that.
Papa, Mom, and all of them. So as you continue to put that on, because we've got to move along a little bit here in time. I know the third thing on your list was blush. And talk a little bit about blush while you continue that.
Okay. Blush placement. Tilt your head down a little bit, darling. There we go. Blush placement is one of the things that I see women make a mistake on so often because they will use too dark a color. It'll be very low in the face, and they won't blend it, and they'll have this huge stripe of color.
That's there, yeah.
And you just see it from a mile away.
Right.
So you need to pick something that is good for your coloring, chin down, sweetie, and you need to place it properly. And I will show you where to put that once we get her fixed up here. I also like to pull foundation down onto the skin a little bit on the neck.
Okay, and Carol's putting the blush on. So for those guys or they're out there that are just joining us, you guys are listening to At Home with Victoria, or you're watching Carol Stover. She's doing a makeup demonstration, and we're talking about the most common mistakes that a lot of women out there make during makeup. And we are live right now at Adventure Studios in Baltimore, Maryland. So Carol, you're going to put the blush on?
It adds just a little bit of color. It should match the skin, but just give you a little bit of color and just give you a glow. We're going to put Sunset on her.
Oh, pretty.
That would be pretty. The way that you do it, you don't drag it across and fill with the brush as much as you can. You just kind of lightly roll it, tap off any excess. And if you have a hard time with this, I'll teach you a good trick.
Sounds good.
Okay, tricks are good. I love tricks. She has
a
nice cheekbone.
I know you've got a lot. Yeah, her cheekbones are beautiful.
She has a cute face. So I start at the back. If you have trouble blending, start at the back where the little bump in your ear is and come forward
And you kind of
There you
work
go.
your way down
And
forward.
go in like little semicircles like that. And it just builds up the color very gradually. And then you never get this huge circle
On your
that
face,
looks so funny.
Right.
And we will do her other side so she's balanced.
And then the fourth thing, as you continue to do that, we're talking about eyebrow shaping, which is like way, way important. We had
my
this
gosh.
discussion when you were on At Home with Victoria, how you'll see a lot of women out, whether it's at the mall and just sort of doing your everyday thing, and they have that huge arch in the eyebrows, and it just looks crazy.
Eyebrows should look like they balance the rest of the face. They're what balances out the top half of the face. Here's the trick. You remember the old pencil trick? You lay a pencil alongside of the nose. I'm going to have Lucy turn her face more toward the camera here. Pencil alongside of the nose and line up with the beginning of the eye, and that's where the eyebrow should start. So Lucy, we need to tweeze your eyebrows a little. She's not so sure about that. Okay, she said, I didn't sign on for that. You didn't tell me
Wait
that
a
part.
minute.
The other side, you lay the pencil along the nose and then connect it with the end of the eye, and that's where it stops.
That's where it stops,
So she's
right.
good there. And then right above the iris, I'll have you turn this way so they can see. Kind of look straight ahead, past our camera guy there. Right on the outside of the colored part of the eye, or the iris, that's where the peak goes. And this is the part that people forget.
Yeah.
Because when you get the people that have the eyebrow like a little house with the peak is in the middle, it's just very weird looking.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
And it does. It looks
It's
crazy.
supposed to be a little off to the side.
It looks
so
crazy.
that's eyebrow placement, and that makes a big difference in the face.
And the last tip that you have we're going to talk about is eyeshadow.
Ah, eyeshadow.
Her favorite.
It is. People make a lot of mistakes with eyeshadow. Here's a couple tips I can give you. I always like to pick a nice, like whatever your skin color is, like something just a little bit lighter than that,
Okay.
and something like a little beige color for someone Caucasian or Latina, a nice sand or creamy, like brownish beige for an African American woman.
And speaking of African American women, not today, but in future shows, we are actually going to focus on that, because you've got a lot of information for us as well, and issues that we may face that's just specific to us.
Yes.
So we're not going to talk about that today, but as you guys continue to follow Carol on At Home with Victoria, don't forget you can download us on iTunes. So she's going to talk about that, not only African American women, but Latino women as well, because there's certain issues that we face, and she knows all of that information. You guys have been emailing me about that, asking me that question. So Carol is going to be very nice enough that later on we're going to do some more shows on that. So now she's putting the eyeshadow on.
Putting a little eyeshadow.
And that's a second color that you're putting
This
on
is
now,
a
right?
second color. I do the base color because it makes it so much easier to blend everything on top of it. Okay, it's like a foundation for your eyes.
Yeah.
But you don't want to put foundation up there because it's a little too creamy and wet. It gets stuck in little creases. So something dry, an eyeshadow product is good.
Now, while you're doing that, I know you are very particular about your products that you use,
am.
and we cannot get off the air and have you not
I
talk
am.
about the company, products that you like. Tell us about that while you
Yes.
continue the eyeshadow.
I'm a huge product snob. I am. Well, I think it matters. It matters what you put on your skin. What you put on your skin gets into your bloodstream very
Yes,
quickly.
that's true. That's true.
So you need to be a snob with your products. If you're a snob about what you eat, then you should be a snob about your products too, for your face and also your hair. So I like Arbonne Cosmetics very much. They are my favorite. And I use them for several reasons. They look pretty, they look natural, they have a nice look to the skin. But they're made from certified organic ingredients, which is very healthy. And
Very, very
it's all
healthy.
about beauty with benefits now. And consumers want something that's healthy. And they want to have beautiful products, but they also want to do their skin some good
At the same
while they're
time,
wearing makeup.
sure.
And that's what it's all about. And that's the hottest thing now.
Now, also, you have a website, and I know folks know that they can reach you through me, but tell us what your website is and any other information in case someone wants a consult or they've got a question for you directly.
Yes, I do individual consultations. I do group workshops, which are huge fun because we usually drink wine at the same time. So wine and eyeliner go really well together. But I call myself a natural beauty and health consultant. So my website is naturalbeautyandhealth.myarbonne.com.
Okay, great. Now, while Carol does that, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. And again, I
Okay.
promise you we're running out of time, but Carol will come back in the future. She's going to give us more tips. And don't forget to check out Adventure Productions because they were very nice enough to allow us to tape here live today in Baltimore, Maryland. So we will see you next time. Carol's going to be on the air throughout the rest of the year. So just check out the website At Home with Victoria, and you can actually follow her and see what day she's going to come on. Bye.